So back when I worked at Fred Meyer, I was an apparel associate. I folded clothes, I opened up the fitting rooms for people, and basically kept the department clean. My job wasn't a terrible job, but it wasn't around the things that intrigued me. Computers, hardware, electronics, which was actually my plan. I wanted to move my way into electronics if nothing else came up, or I couldn't find a better job. But for the meantime, I worked in apparel. Well, one day we had a huge sale at Fred Meyer and we actually hosted a sidewalk sale. Basically, we took everything outside and had a huge enclosed tent full of merchandise, mostly apparel and electronics items, and it was my job to greet the customers and help them with anything they needed, mostly involving apparel. There were only about 2 or 3 people out there at a time, a cashier and then 2 associates, one from apparel and one from electronics. Well, one day it was just me. The other 2 were busy, and this guy approaches me and asks about the 4K televisions. What is it that makes them so special? Why are they called UHD? Is there any difference between that and an HD TV? I kind of giggled a bit and said this. UHD stands for Ultra High Definition. See, 1080p is the resolution of that TV over there, meaning that there are 1080 pixels on that screen. Well, 1920 by 1080 to be exact. Whereas on this 4K screen, the resolution is 3840 by 2160. This is 4 times the resolution of the 1080p screen, meaning that the image is way clearer. Hence the ultra high def name. He and I laugh a little bit about it, and then all of a sudden the electronics manager comes up and says, "Hey, sir, don't mind this guy, he's just an apparel worker, I can help you with anything you need." It sucked too, because I talked to him later trying to test his knowledge, and he only knew just a tad more about electronics than the average consumer. But because I was in apparel, I was incapable of talking to his customers. And that was essentially how I was treated for the duration of the sale. So a little bit ago, I made a video talking about online key stores. Now you may think that the title of that video would be Online Key Stores, right? Well, yeah, and it is now. But when it was uploaded, the name of the video was GUG. G-U-G, GUG. And a ton of people were asking why, so here's the story behind it. So I was sitting there on YouTube, uploading a video, which at the time was titled Online Key Stores. I submitted a thumbnail to the video and tried clicking the Save Changes button, but an error popped up and it said something to the lines of, "Video could not be saved, monetization issue." Now I was really confused and a bit worried, but I let the video upload anyway and I tried resolving the issue. I tried removing the thumbnail, I tried removing monetization, and I even changed the title of the video. It uploads but still won't save, so I get on Discord with one of my subscribers. "Lightning," I ask, "do you see my new video? I'm having trouble uploading it and I'm not sure what the issue is." He starts laughing and replies, "Which video? You mean GUG?" I started dying and quickly went to my channel and changed the name, but it was too late. There were already so many comments. Regardless as to the content of the video, I left it uploaded for about 5 minutes trying to fix it, and to this day you can go to that video and in the comments section you'll see 100 comments and probably even more saying the same thing. GUG. And the last story I've told before, but it's a story that I've wanted to retell for a while. So I did not pass my first driver's test, and I'm not talking about the written test. That I passed with flying colors, but it was the actual driving part that I messed up on. So I go in for my appointment, I check in, meet my instructor, and then we get in my mother's car. See, at the time, I drove a 1986 Mazda B2000 pickup truck, and it was a stick shift. I was just learning how to drive automatic, so there was no way I was going to do my test in that thing. So it's just the instructor and myself, and she's having me drive around town, and the street setup is horrid. I'm talking one-way streets on almost every turn, the lanes are narrow and the roads are curved. They aren't flat roads, so you're constantly fighting traffic, you're fighting the road layout, and you're fighting the roads as their slopes try to take you off of them. Now maybe I'm just trying to make excuses for myself, but still to this day I hate driving on that side of town. Anyway, all was going well until I came to a stoplight. The instructor told me to take a left, so I was in the far left lane. There was another lane right next to me, also turning left, with cars in it, and it was on my right. The light turns green, and instead of ending up in the lane to the left, I allowed the road slope to move me to the far right lane. This could have caused an accident, and as soon as it happened, I knew that I had failed the test. The instructor looked down at her notes and then asked me if I knew what I did wrong. And with a sigh, I replied, "Yeah, I'm aware." She instructed me to go back to the DMV and park, which is exactly what I did. Now this is where it gets funny. I pull in and I park, but I did not put the car's brake on. I'm familiar with my mother's car, and this little Honda Fit doesn't actually have any automatic brakes, especially on a slope, which again all of the roads were sloped. So as she's telling me what I did wrong, I slowly take my foot off the brake and we start to roll downhill a bit. And guys, she grabbed her seat and the door handle all at once within a millisecond of me doing this and screamed, "We're moving!" I was laughing so hard and she was not happy. I hit the brake, put on the e-brake, and then let her continue. I already knew I had failed, so I figured why not get a bit of fun out of it, but man, she did not appreciate that. I submitted a thumbnail to the video and tried clicking the Save Changes button, but an error popped up and said something to the lines of, "Barry, you should redo this line."